or April, rather.
Right. Okay, well, let me bring in our next story for the day here. You're going to love this one. All right, so we did a podcast a little while ago, maybe a week or two. I don't remember when it was because we do a lot of these, right? And there was a post that had come up on X saying that Andrew Tate was getting ready to run for the prime minister of the UK. And I remember myself saying that it was a joke and there was no way this guy was serious. I said that. I'll take it. I said it. You said he said in the post he's 100% serious. And maybe I didn't take it seriously. Well, apparently he's serious. And he has come on the news or whatever, and he's making his statement, Now, I don't know if you're ready for it because I haven't watched it. It just showed up this morning, and I have not watched it. But, yeah, he's serious. I thought he was playing, but he's serious. Are you ready for it?
Absolutely.
You're absolutely ready for it? Okay. Well,
Absolutely.
We're going to find out. Let's see what Andrew Tate, who is running for now the bid for the UK prime minister, let's see what he has to say for his campaign. Give me a second here.
Ladies and gentlemen of the United Kingdom, my name is Andrew Tate. I'm the leader of the Bruv Party, Britain Restoring Underlying Values.
Bruh.
And I'm here to introduce myself to you as the only hope and chance for the once Great Britain to repair itself from the eternal decline we are unfortunately being subjected to. I'm extremely rich and very successful. Although this has not brought me much happiness or any new friends, it has certainly increased the variety and capability of my enemies. They have locked me in Romania for over 3 years.
Okay.
The UK Foreign Office instructed the Romanians to do exactly this on false charges.
Okay.
Charges that even Romanian courts now are admitting were completely fabricated because they fear my influence. And they fear my influence because the United Kingdom has been hijacked by Satanists who have absolutely no concern for the people they are supposed to work for. They work for big banking interests and they ignore their constituents.
I just got to pause just for a second here. You might not be able to see it as the crowd, but for some reason there's a stamp on here about the United States elections and confirming that Donald Trump is the president-elect. Why is that on this video? I don't know. He's not even talking about U.S. politics.
Because somebody over there at the House of Algorithm is getting things horribly wrong.
Yeah, they have been lately.
What I can say is he does seem to be the UK's version of Trump.
I was about to say the same.
That's the correlation.
And maybe Trump, maybe Trump has empowered certain things to be normalized. Like it's not abnormal for a person like Andrew Tate to run for office. A high office,
you know what?
Not just any office.
That's the wrong attitude if you think about it, because the government should be of the people.
Right.
Now, does he sound like he's saying anything that a government would say, or does he sound like he's saying things that the people would say?
He does sound like he's saying things that the people would say. He's talking about big banks, and he's talking about I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me give him another couple minutes here. I just wanted to make sure that the viewers know that they've already connected this to Donald Trump somehow. And I'm like, damn, it's not even the same country. But okay, that's what we're doing with the algorithms and the stamps now. Okay.
Political class, which will do the things which are necessary to repair our once great country. There is no reason for a city
he looks so
with a legacy
mad.
like London to be running with blood and for drugs to constantly be found on our streets. There is no reason for a country like Great Britain that once had the most formidable navy on the planet to be endlessly invaded, incapable of defending its own borders.
No, I thought he was playing.
The decisions that our rulers are currently making are not accidental, and I no longer believe it is incompetence. It is simply malice. They are deliberately trying to destroy our society. They are two-tier policing on purpose. They're allowing us to be invaded on purpose. They're allowing crime to run rampant on purpose. They're allowing drugs to run rampant on purpose. Because the politicians do not work for you. They work for somebody else. And those people want the UK and all of Western civilization to be destroyed. They're going to laugh at my attempt to become prime minister. They're going to do their very best to delegitimize.
I'm giggling a little bit, but I hear you,
serious,
Andrew Tate. I hear you.
Winning, exactly like they did to Donald Trump at the beginning. These people do not understand that the world is changing. The youth is with us. And with time, as these people grow old and die, and the youth stays mobilized, we can take our countries back. You don't have to like me.
Okay.
This is beyond the politician. This is about the politics. You can hate me with all of your being, But even if you hate me, I guarantee you your streets will be safer.
Okay.
I guarantee you the invasion will end. I guarantee you our economy will be more prosperous. Those who love me and hate me alike will benefit from my leadership as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And I will be addressing
he's dead
the
serious, man.
concerns that the people of the UK face in these prime directives here on Twitter, so you can see what real leadership looks like. Every time an issue appears, I'll tell you exactly how I would fix it. I previously laid out how I would fix the knife crime epidemic. I previously laid out how I would fix shores being invaded by people who are not British and do not share our culture. And I will continue to lead by example and show competence and explain to you exactly how I fix the issues, as Keir Starmer and the other MPs refuse to show up in the House of Commons or discuss anything that matters at all. We will take our country back.
Yo, he's kind of giving it to him right now.
Scenario. It is 1 or 0. It's not okay. It will not be fine. It will not fix itself. And these people currently sitting in those chairs in the Houses of Commons have no intention at all of fixing it. Their only intention is to hold on to power, to destroy the country, to enrich themselves, and to delegitimize anybody who they see as a genuine threat to the stranglehold they had on our once great nation.
Yo.
The only thing you can rely on in European politics is the perma-failure of our political class.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause it there, and then I'm gonna let him do his last 2 minutes here. But I'm just gonna literally take my foot out my mouth here. I definitely didn't think he was serious when I saw the post. Then I was like, there's no way he's serious when I got the link for this video. But then watching this video, he's not the, what's the overly, I don't want to use the term toxic, but like overly formidable Andrew Tate. He's coming with power, but he's not coming the way he normally be coming. If it's pause, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pause. That was nasty work. Disgusting. No, but this guy is on point right now.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought I was about to watch him just super trolling. And
now,
it really
he could potentially be a problem. If let's say if he got elected, he could be a problem to Donald Trump.
Yeah, but
because
is the
Andrew
UK
Tate ain't
really
going for? Hear me out.
Okay.
Andrew Tate ain't. Hell, the UK and China own most of America.
True.
But what I'm saying is, Andrew Tate is not the one to keep his mouth and just go in there smiling and shaking hands on some bull. Right. If you like, he's more like us. He'll go up in that office and start purging the bullshit.
Right, which is possible. But see, you got to remember, Andrew Tate has a lot of stuff that comes along with him. That's why I was surprised to watch him go through this. He's not cussing at people. He's not like, there's a way that he's been, and I'm not against Andrew Tate. I actually like some of his content and stuff, but it can be a bit abrasive, right, for a lot of people. So it doesn't seem like that's the angle he's coming from. He's using a similar delivery, but the words and the points aren't abrasive. It's like the people need to rise up. We need to stick together. We need to work together. Like, it's more of a unifying statement than what I'm used to.
I feel like I'm watching V for Vendetta right now.
This shit is crazy, ain't it? So
I'm saying, like, I was over here inspired, but bro, the thing that's crazy, especially what's happening in America, when you compare it to what's going on here, is okay. So we have a president-elect that's got 34 felony charges, right?
Right.
You can be the president with 30. So all of this, let's go back through people's history and see what we can do. Andrew Tate's history is on the front page.
True.
He says in this speech, they locked me away for 3 years. It was some BS, but I don't care if you like me or not. I'm here to fix it.
Right. He said, we got shit to do. And that is true. We all live here. That goes back to my original point that we've been talking about on the podcast, is if everybody really understood that we all live here, like we all just live here. Nobody's really above or beneath anybody because we all live here. That's what the millionaires in California, their houses are gone now. We all just live here. So if we work together in a community way, and that's what he's saying, I'm very surprised. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna come with some BS and I was gonna be laughing the whole time. But I guess with the background music, it's got a lot of suspense in it. So it's bringing me in, and I'm like, yo, this dude might actually be serious. And if Trump can get elected and people feel that he's serious, and if he does what he says he's going to do, then that may have opened up the doors for people like Andrew Tate. You're right about that.
So they laughed at him in the beginning, too.
They sure did.
This is his second term.
Yep. They thought it was funny. Ain't funny no more, is it? So let him get his last 2 minutes in here. Everybody that's just jumping in the chat, thank you for popping in there. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you can hear what we're talking about.
Double tap that screen.
Yeah, and hit them reactions or whatever. Apparently they've been tracking that too. So everything means something. And of course, special shouts to Al Bond jumping in the chat over there. I see you over there, Cuzzo. Thanks for coming in with us this morning. So we're going to let Mr. Tate finish his situation out, or his speech out here.
Things are going to get better. Nothing is going to get fixed. Nothing is ever going to change. But this perma failure can work against them. Because as they fail to address issues and fail to take me seriously as a political candidate, on a long enough time frame, I will win. My promise to everyone at home is that I will deliver my manifesto instantly and efficiently. You can download the manifesto at votebruv.co.uk for free, and you will be able to see exactly how I intend to fix the UK. If I do not implement my manifesto within 3 months of power, I will step down myself.
Wow.
If I take power and shadow interests, hidden figures prevent me from implementing my manifesto, I will tell all of you why they are stopping me and who they are. I will be transparent.
I will name names, y'all.
Fix our country. I understand by doing this, they're going to try and put me in jail like they already have.
That's what they do.
I understand by doing this, I'm making very powerful enemies. But men must live for something larger than themselves.
Okay.
Their perma failure will eventually lead to their destruction, and we will reunite as a country and take our borders back. There is nothing left to lose. There is no longer any time to wait. Our country is falling apart around us, and in this world where things move faster than they ever have, the process is accelerating. America has managed to save itself with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And now the United Kingdom needs somebody who is prepared to do the hard things which must be done.
The hard
things.
To be the
bad guy. Prepared to take the heat and risk his life to save our once great nation before it is too late. If you would like to see me as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, you can support the BRUV mission, Britain Restoring Underlying Values, simply by signing up at the email list.
All right, well, BRUV is the new party for him. So, like I said, I was very surprised at how convincing he is, but he does kind of look like he would play a good Lex Luthor or something like that, right? You know, because it's still Andrew Tate. You know, it's Mr. Bugatti. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, he's a freaking MMA fighter, bro.
Yeah. So
this dude is a freaking leader. Yo. I mean, I'm saying, bro, like, he got my vote, and I don't even live there. But I tell you what he would do, and that is get the kids involved, or the younger
folks would be involved. That's what Trump did. That's what Trump did. So, you know, you may not like certain people, and that's okay, because I don't like everybody. A lot of y'all get on my fucking nerves. And I'm just talking about people in general, not you, Brix. You're great. And not the people watching this show. You guys are awesome. Okay. But there's some other folks out there that just get on my nerves, right? So it's okay if people get on your nerves. That's okay. But if they really are standing for something and they can put it together in front of you that you can read and you can hold them accountable for it, and they put themselves up to say, I'll be accountable for this. If I don't do this, I'll quit myself. You know what I'm saying? That means something.
Hold on. Lisa Atkins said, we don't need more bad actors against humanity. Put him back in jail. Put Trump in jail. America is scared and stupid to elevate Trump. What do you think?
I'm going to say this. Trump is just a visible version of what the hell they've been doing. If we want to put bad actors in jail, we'd have to put the whole damn government in jail, if you want to be honest. If you start digging through these people's records, there is some real dirty stuff in there. A lot of goofy shit. People messing with young girls, people, being drunk and disorderly, and, abuse with women and all types of crazy stuff. So if we want to be honest, nobody's really above all of that. So we can really just stop talking about that. You see what I'm saying? That's not the problem. Their record ain't the problem. Their criminal history ain't necessarily the problem. It's what they do with the damn office and how it affects the people. I'm not saying that they should be given a pass for past indiscretions. I'm just saying we worry so much about that while in the present they doing goofy shit, and we're not talking about that. So I think I don't know who's guilty of what, but I do know that in the U.S. Congress, they got more charges than the damn NFL players do.
And the NBA
you know what I'm saying? And the NBA combined. That's statistically proven. So if we're going to have an issue with it, then we need to go drain the swamp, as they say. You see what I'm saying? So it just has to go across the board. We can't just talk about Trump without talking about everybody. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey, Lisa, I want you to know you've been heard. And
Oh yeah, of course.
I understand why you said what you said. And
I do.
because it makes sense. What I will say is this: it's just like how we talk about the inmates. If they do something wrong, it's not about what they did because they did their time. When they get out and it's time to do something good, then they should be afforded that opportunity. Now, in his case, Andrew Tate, we all know what he was charged for. He got out.
True.
But it's about his mission. So what I want you to think about as a pastor in a church, most good pastors have terrible history.
Oh yeah, they used to be drug dealers or whatever.
Right.
They've been.
But that's how they can speak on things so well now because they've seen all sides. So I tend to get nervous in certain churches that kind of sound like, whoa, and the guy's never been through nothing.
Nothing.
And he's telling me how I can live my life. I'm like, I don't think you understand all sides of this.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And that's the honest truth. People like to hear information from those that have experience.
She's right. More money doesn't equal more brains.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. We didn't say that. I didn't say that. Did I say that?
That's not what I mean. Yeah.
I don't think anybody said that. No. We agree on that point, Lisa Atkins. More money just means more money. Just means more resources. You have more ability to do good and bad, as we've seen with some of these superstars. I think
that's what he's saying. I think that's what Andrew Tate is saying. You've got these guys that are on the top that have all of this money and power, but they have no interest in the UK at all.
Right.
And so his point is to actually, like in the military, they say, well, if you want to make change, get promoted. So if he's trying to make a positive change, and he could be like us, just having a show.
Right.
But he's saying, no, I'll actually run to try to bring about change. I can't knock that man for that, especially if he's got a positive mission.
Yeah, he didn't say necessarily that he was, on a revenge fest tour or anything like that. He didn't threaten anybody physically. He sounded like one of those scary dictator types, but it's only because it's Andrew Tate. He has a very dominating personality. Like, he doesn't talk soft. I've never seen him have like a quiet conversation with anybody. He's always at a certain level.
Steak.
Right.
He eats one tomahawk steak for dinner every day.
Right.
And that's all he eats all day.
So he's being himself. And I think, honestly, the fact that he put out the transparency part, that should mean a lot to people. Because a lot of politicians don't say stuff like that. And that's the problem with politicians. It's like holding them accountable for not doing things or things that they did that we didn't want them to do becomes increasingly hard. So if they put out there, hey, I'll step down if I don't do what I've promised to you, and we hold them accountable for that. Like I said, I know MAGA will hold Trump accountable. If he goes through a whole tirade of BS, they'll come for him the same way they did before. They'll come for him.
I thought so, but I'm not too sure about that.
Now, we're going to see how it works out in the future on that one. We're definitely going to have to see that.
The United States have come. You remember?
Yes.
A lot of the MAGA were like, oh, okay, well, let's do that now. I was like, all right.
Yeah, that whole, we're going to take over Mexico and Canada and all that, and Greenland. And, there's actually some real serious talk about that, though. Like, there is actually some talk about that.
And that's my point. Like, the whole election, it was, let's get all of these illegals out of here.
Right.
Okay, well, if we take over Canada and Mexico, where are we sending these illegals?
Right. And that's
to the ocean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can't send them anywhere because they already just part of here, so to speak.
But I tell you what that does help, private prisons.
Very true. Very true. And we already know how the private prison system is probably one of the best markets. If you can invest in the companies that have those markets are amazing.
They'll go through the roof.
Yeah, they go through the roof. So I'm just going to put it out there. I think Andrew Tate has a chance. I really do.
I do too.
Yeah. I didn't think so until I saw the video. I ain't heard a
politician talk like that in years.
Yeah, I think he's actually got a chance. And we'll see what works out because, they didn't think Trump had a chance. And he won 2 times. So, hey, it's all about the people. If the people really feel a certain type of way as a majority, then they should be able to vote somebody in the office that they feel that could do the best for them. So I wish the best to Andrew Tate. Hopefully he doesn't get himself in trouble. And, because they do come for you. That's what he was saying. They do come for you. When you run for office, your whole background becomes, public record, basically.
I don't think he's concerned about his background, but I think if anything, he's concerned about the top tier that we don't see.
Yeah, that group
like
that we
the
we
Rockefellers,
know about.
the Rothschilds, yeah,
they got enough money to make anything happen that they want.
Anybody disappear.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move into my next story. It's really a follow-up story. I had done an episode a little while ago about this lady, Tiffany Henyard, and she was like the super mayor for Dalton and Thornton Township. And she was the one that had like the nice wig all the time and all that. I don't know if you've heard of her, but basically recently her little assistant came out and said that she was pretty much assaulted and drugged during a trip with this mayor. So just got this today. And since I had already talked about Tiffany Henyard, and a lot of people don't like her, so you have to check out the episode. I'll put a link in the description after the fact if anybody wants to check out the Tiffany Henyard episode. It was actually pretty funny. But hey, Lisa, I see you in the chat. Thank you very much for jumping in there. And everybody, thank y'all. You know what? Thank y'all for coming in here. I know at times the notifications don't go out very quickly, so we got to be on here like 20 minutes before anybody even knows we're here. So
hold up. Speaking of Lisa, she just brings up a good question. She says, "What happened to true, strong, stand-up men?"
Right.
And I just said America happened. I respond to her in the chat.
That's an interesting take on that.
America happened.
That's an interesting take on that, because that's how I feel. People got to a point where they became afraid of that which was designed to protect them. See, it's just like if you have a pit bull, right? I got a pit bull. One of the nicest dogs in the world. He's cuddly and nice and happy and all that. But if you play with me, like if something happens, I don't put it past him to tear things apart. And that's what I love about him. It's like he's lovable, but also able to be protecting. If all of a sudden we start being to the point where we don't want the protectors to protect, and that's what a lot of masculinity is for, it's to ward off the animals. When we bark our voices and make people back up, it's to ward off the bad things, right? Now it's like you can't say anything, you can't be opposed to anything. Now you're anti this and you're anti that, and all we want is just men to be men and women to be women. I think that's a beautiful world. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. What's so hard about that?
Well, I don't want to say that. I say the way that I was raised by my father, and I'm not saying I took all of that with me.
Who was a man?
He was a man. But a lot of that is seen as toxic masculinity. Right. And when you keep throwing the word toxic masculinity around, people start getting away from that, and to the point where they start getting away from things that just make them men.
Right. Because they're afraid of the public discourse about it. It's just...
Yeah. You can get insulted for holding a door for a woman these days.
Yep, you can.
I don't need you to hold the door. Oh, okay.
Okay, my bad. Shit.
No problem.
And that's the thing. It's like we don't know where the line is, because then on the flip side, you'll hear a lot of women say, well, men aren't protecting us and men are assaulting us and stuff like that. So it's like nobody really knows where chivalry went. Nobody really knows what happened. I believe that it was attached to twerking, though, myself, but that's just my opinion. I believe the timeline, if you go back to when twerking and stuff started, is when things started getting crazy. So I remember we used to go to dances when I was young, and the guys would be on one side, the girls would be on another side, and the guys would have dance routines. Like, and the only time you really danced with the girls was like when the slow song came at the end of the night, or you were dancing like in the same area. We didn't start freaking and twerking and up. Once that started, everything went crazy. But I remember doing dance routines with my boys when I was like, 10, 11 years old.